Good morning, students. In today's session, we are going to see the penetration and variability issues associated with sustainable energy technology and demand response issues. So, first, we are going to see the penetration and variability issues associated with sustainable energy technology. What is meant by a penetration of your penetration in the sense how your renewable energy resources is going to get penetrated with the other resources, and because of the varying in nature, what are the issues it is going to happen to maintain the sustainability of the energy. So the degree of penetration by sustainable energy in today's grid is going to get vary with respect to the location, depending on the availability of the condition necessary for viable utility. And this could be classified by penetration level is equal to summation PDG divided by P demand, that is distributed generation and here demand side power generation. When you see the selection of this penetration level and the implementation of the same in the sustainable energy technology, here the issue of the variability associated with the resources matters a lot. For example, when you consider the solar or wind, here the solar and wind are both are varying in nature with respect to the climate. Therefore, the power generation is going to get vary when the insolation or the temperature is going to get vary in case of your solar. In case of your wind, the wind energy conversion system is going to deliver a power, varying power, when its kinetic energy is going to get vary with respect to variation in the wind power. For example, when you consider the solar, you are going to get the solar energy and the solar insolation, that is the factor C will vary with respect to, because the insolation is going to be the function of your time, location and the solar angle, solar irradiance angle, at what angle the solar panel is fixed. Based on that also it is going to get vary. Therefore, because of this variability issues, how the sustainability is getting affected in case of your power plant. So the solar energy is getting varied and the solar radiation is going to be the function of time, location, height above the earth surface, local weather condition and degree of shading. This variability in your PV resources is going to be the function of your solar insolation, that is irradiance constant C. And when we want to model it, when we are focusing the modeling of your PV system, we have to take this variation into account and the equation has to be modeled using beta distribution function. Therefore, to understand the variability issues in solar, we need to take the historical data, because with the present data it is not possible for us to model the system according to the location, according to the climate of that particular location. We have to take the historical data and we need to make a modeling of this particular insolation function as a beta distribution function, and this could be solved by means of your alpha. Therefore, the selection and implementation of available sustainable energy technologies are subjected to the issue of variability associated with the sources. Here we are going to consider the solar. Solar is mainly depending upon your local weather condition, degree of shading, height above the earth's surface, time, location, and therefore we have to model the system in such a way that the beta distribution function for the solar insolation is modeled as alpha is equal to mu into 1 minus mu into mu divided by delta minus 1. Beta is equal to, because we are going to analyze the term in terms of beta distribution function. From this we'll get beta is equal to 1 minus mu into 1 minus mu into mu divided by sigma minus 1. Therefore, the corresponding probability distribution function, when it is formulated as a function of S, it is given as f of Si is equal to Si to the power of alpha minus 1 into 1 minus Si to the power of beta minus 1 divided by gamma of alpha and the function of your beta, function of your alpha plus beta. Here there are three apparent sources of variability in wind technology. In solar, insolation is the only variable parameter. When you are going to consider the insolation is going to depend upon the location, time, height height above the earth's surface, and how we are going to degree of shading, that is partial shading condition. And according to that, we need to identify the model the system. When you are modeling the system, we need to have the beta distribution function. The beta distribution function has been designed based on the probability density function as f of Si. When you are going to consider the wind, because solar and wind are varying in nature with respect to the atmosphere, it will be continuously varying, and therefore the power developed will also vary. Suppose the three apparent sources of the variability in wind technology is going to be wind speed random variability, and wind turning off the turbine to prevent damage when the wind speed value is greater than the tolerable limit. In wind speed, we will be using a wind blade. When you are going to consider the wind blade, it can move fast or it can move slow depending upon the wind swept, depending upon the velocity. If the wind is going to get at a faster rate, then we will be turning off the turbine to prevent the damages when your wind speed is going to be greater than the tolerable limit, and we have to see to that the output should be less than the cut-in speed. Therefore, we are going for the Wilbur model to study the nature of the wind speed and how we need to model the wind turbine depending upon the required power rating. For that, we have a numerous instances, but we are going to design it by means of your probability density function. The probability density function can be written as f of v is equal to, it has got two values. One is when your velocity is greater than or equal to 0, what is the probability density function, and when your velocity is less than 0, what is your probability density function. When your velocity is going to be greater than or equal to 0, the probability function is going to be k by lambda into v by lambda to the power of k by 1 exponential of v by lambda to the power of k. And when your velocity is less than 0, then the probability of your density function will be equal to 0. So with mean and variance calculated in terms of shape and scale parameter. In this, we are going to design the value of mu as mu is equal to lambda gamma of 1 plus k, and the variance is given as lambda square into function of your 1 plus 2 divided by k minus mu square. So for both wind and solar, we will be utilizing the historical data. When for solar, the historical data is utilized and beta function is framed. Whereas in case of wind, the historical data is used and probability density function is framed. In case of your wind, the historical data is taken into account by considering the location, time, and the parameters of the Wilbur model is determined by solving the mean and variance equation as k is equal to sigma divided by v to the power of 1 minus 1.086, and lambda is equal to v vector divided by your function of 1 plus 1 divided by k. The another common model is going to be the Rayleigh distribution function, where a special case of Wilbur model is taken into account. So in this special case of Wilbur model, that is a Rayleigh distribution function, offer has been added to the simplicity only one parameter, just the function has been reduced, and it offers to add a simplicity of only one parameter. The assumption in several instances where your wind scale parameter in the location under the study is approximate. The concept of smoothing will mitigate the impact of variability by utilizing several turbines over the area. So we can use appropriate turbine or appropriate wind blade for depending upon the swept area. When you are designing, when you are considering the wind blade, swept area has to be taken into account, and the concept for smoothing the mitigates due to this variable issues has to be taken into account by utilizing the several turbine over the area. So from this, the penetration level of an optimization scheme on the computational intelligence technique has been proposed for evaluating the system and stability of the system under real-time consideration. So the advanced computational tool can be utilized like adaptive dynamic programming method, like fuzzy method, artificial neural networks method can be utilized as a computational intelligence technique for evaluating your system performance, system stability, voltage stability assessment in case of your real-time environment. The next topic is going to be your demand response issue. Demand response issue when it comes into the picture in the sense when you are not properly maintaining your energy management technique. Here, when you are considering the energy management, it will involve the controlling of both your electrical as well as your mechanical system to reduce the power needs and the associated costs. Here, demand response, what is meant by a demand response? Demand response, why it is required? So it helps to reduce the customer demand on the grid that is dependent on the demand. Abundant data including your price signal, grid conditions that allow your DR technology to play a significant role. So monitoring and operating parameters such as voltage, angle, frequency of the system are utilized through real-time sensor in addition to the controlling meter signals and two-way digital communication in responding changes in the grid and electricity prices. And also the automatic DR, that is demand response in times of disruption, is going to be the key feature of the smart grid as the smart meter, smart appliances and distributed area, that is renewable energy resources. In order to achieve the optimal control of the demand and fulfill the economic and environmental goal utilities, you can show the customer to adjust their power consumption during on period and off period. So whenever they require peak demand, that on peak time demand, off peak time demand has to be assisted effectively in order to have the continuous in supply. Now this is the diagram that shows your demand response technology tree. So in this demand response technology tree, you have a smart grid communication, sensing and measurement, control. The smart grid communication can be taken by means of WAMS, that is wide area measurement technique, PMU, local area network software. Sensing and measurement unit, you have a sensor and measurement techniques in order to sense the power that has been transmitted from your power generating station to the distributing station. Control, appliance controllers, on-site generation control and dynamic demand. This is the dynamic response tree technology. So with this you can achieve the energy efficiency. You can see the demand DR applications that can be categorized into 4 components. First one is going to be the energy efficiency. Second one, price based DR. Price based DR in the sense it is nothing but a tariff. Price based demand response, it is nothing but a tariff. It means what is the amount of power from time to time we are going to use, what is the nature of the load we are going to utilize it from time to time, and how many hours in a day we are going to utilize. So based on this price based DR, it is subclassified as time of use, that is TOU, and day ahead hour pricing. The next categorization is going to be incentive based DR, which is going to depend upon your capacity, demand building block and direct load control. So your incentive based demand response is going to depend on your capacity and auxiliary service, demand binding block buyback, direct load control. The last one is going to be your time scale commitments and dispatch. In this, year of system planning, months of operation, day ahead economic scheduling, day of economic dispatch and minutes dispatch. So all these 5 things has been taken into account when you are categorizing the DR application under the time scale commitment and dispatch. So these are all the techniques, or these are all the simple concepts that has to be remembered to maintain the sustainability in case of your solar and wind. In the next class, we will see electric vehicle and PHV. Thank you, students.